Good morning, guys. This is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA, and I'm not too sure my camera's straight, but it's close. And this road is a little rougher, so the camera's probably going to jiggle a little bit until I can edit it and take out the shakiness. It's just going to be shaky because I've got stuff under the holder to help it. But this road is it's an old county road in Central Texas. It goes from my house over to Burnet, Texas, and it's about 8:57 a.m. Central Standard Time on February the 6th, 2017. It is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. The high today is supposed to be about 80, and it'll be that way for the next 3 or 4 days. But anyway, I'm out and about today. I'm going on a picnic. I've got my lunch already with me, and I do that every now and then. And while I'm out and about, I'll do a few videos of different things and share them with you, because that's just the kind of guy I am. You know, there's a lot of interest in those little MyPods, the little mini travel trailers that you pull behind a motorcycle or a small car. I might go by and see if they've got any new stock, and then I'm going to go look at some tiny homes. A lot of people have a lot of interest in that, and there are some near Georgetown that are really interesting, so I'm going to go that way. And then while I'm that close to Georgetown, I think I might as well go and look at some RVs. But all these videos I'm going to do will be posted piecemeal. I mean, I don't like to inundate YouTube with my viral videos because it overloads their system and they complain about me taking up all their computer space. So here we go, guys. Anyway, had a lot of interesting comments. A few of you remembered that first kiss too, didn't you? A few of you. But anyway, that was just a fun video. It says destruction ahead. Is it construction or destruction? Now these guys are really safety oriented. Now watch this guy here. This is the county road crew. And he can't see around that curve either, right? He couldn't see around that curve, but come on around. Oh yeah, there's a tractor in the road. God damn. Now who's gonna wave me around the tractor? Huh? God, it's just everybody for himself. That thing they've got there that trims the limbs on the trees that hang out over the road, it makes the trees look like crap, okay? I mean, it just looks like, it beats the limbs off. It doesn't cut them off, it just beats them off. And it looks like after a tornado when they get through. But anyway, this is a little back road. I'm going to Burnet. And, but anyway, back to the comments. I had one comment from a guy that moved to New York City when he was young, apparently. And he was talking about, it was in reference to how slow I talk. And I know I talk slow because I grew up in South Texas, and that's just the way we talk. We weren't in any hurry. But apparently in New York City, according to the comment, people are in a hurry and they talk a little faster. And if you don't get going in the conversation, they'll just talk right over you. So, you know, but that's just the difference in big city, crowded environment as opposed to small town, wide open country. Okay? I can't even believe anybody lives there, all right? I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, look at this. I mean, this highway, there's not a car in sight, right? Both sides of the road are vacant land, okay? Anyway, I'll pull over and let this guy behind me pass, because you can do that here. You can pull over on the shoulder and let people pass, and that's a little Fiat. They pay a premium for it. I don't know what kind of gas mileage they get, probably 40s, I guess. But anyway, here we go on a little adventure today, a little adventure for me. Back to the talking speeds and different accents. We have, we talk about there being like 80 different dialects or whatever in China and some other countries. There's several different dialects where they can't hardly understand each other, even in their own country. And, I have to tell you that even in the U.S., I mean, if I was in the Northeast for a while, I'd have trouble understanding people because they talk a little faster and they have different ways of expressing themselves. So I guess it's similar to that. And also rural people, particularly in the South and in Texas for sure, they have manners. Most of them, not all of them. Like I say, 100%. There's always the dummy, but most of them have manners. And he talked about, if you open the door, say to let somebody go ahead of you, like say let it be a gentleman and let the lady go in. He said you'd be there all day. Well, I can see that happening. I can. I was in Austin, Texas one day, one of the most liberal cities in the USA. It's a high-tech college town. University of Texas, of course, is in Austin, Texas, 48,000 students or whatever it is. And I was at the Capitol building one day, and that front door to go into the Texas Capitol in Austin is very heavy. It's got a big old handle on it. Anyway, so I arrived at the door just ahead of two young ladies, and I opened the door and held it, and this one little girl looked at me and she said, "I'm perfectly capable of doing that. Go ahead." I thought, well, you little bitch. Anyway, welcome to Austin, Texas, right? But anyway, it's like that all over, and that's why I like to travel. There are times that you get a little put out, but that's the way life is. But there is variety, and I like New Mexico's kind of like Texas. Now the big cities are what they are, but the places I go are basically the smaller communities and the rural areas, so I don't run into that often. And but New Mexico, I like the the Native American or the Aboriginal flavor plus the Mexican flavor and the Spanish. I like that. I like the adobe homes, the foods and stuff. I like the fry bread. And of course in Utah, when you get into Utah, of course you got the Mormon influence totally there, but it's also the southeastern, well actually most of the state just has some very beautiful scenery. It really does. So, but I'm just burning daylight, guys, because I'm going to get up here and burn it, B-U-R-N-E-T, pronounced burn it, darn it, can't you learn it? And one thing good about going on these little picnics in my Prius, because today my whole trip will probably be about 150 miles round trip, approximately, which will cost me about $6. You got in gasoline, so that's not bad for a whole day outing. And then in this month, I think let's see, this is the 6th. Next Friday, the 16th, I may go to the RV and boat show in Austin and do a few videos. The only downside for me going to Austin is they have so damn many toll roads, and there are cases where you just can't avoid them. You just coming down the road, next thing you see is a toll booth. If you miss that little blue sign that the last exit for getting off the toll road or avoiding the toll, then you're screwed. And not only that, you just drive on through and they'll send you a bill in the mail because it comes off your license plate. There's no way to hide. I've heard people try covers on their license plates and all kind of crap, but they've got some damn good equipment. And here, they've got it set up in Texas so that if you don't pay your tolls, you can't renew your license tags on your car. That's right, till you pay those tolls. Sure do. They put teeth in that law. And the reason they did, the people with the gold make the rules. The people with the gold also built the toll roads. That's a for-profit business. That is not a taxpayer operation. It is a for-profit business funded by the taxpayers through bond issues, but run by a private organization. It's a scam, man. It's a total scam. Anyway, having said that, I will go more than likely to the RV and boat show next week in Austin, Texas. But anyway, the back way to Burnett, Texas. Well, actually, it's not the back way. It's basically the only way for me. There is one other way. About the same distance. But I like this because, I had one car pass me on the whole 8 mile or whatever section. It's 12 miles from my house to Burnett. And they've got a good grocery store there. It's not as good as Marble Falls. You know what a honey dipper is? You ever heard of that? They have them in China and Asia. They have honey dippers. We've got them in the U.S. too. They're the people that come around and clean out your septic tank. Your septic, sewage. Call them honey dippers. Why they call them that, I don't know. Coming into Burnett, Texas, population, I don't know, 5,000, I guess. Can't remember. I should. I've seen the sign 1,000 times. For some reason, that's not an important thing for me to remember. But they do like deer hunting up here. Hunting the little white-tailed deer, that is a big deal. The season runs from the first weekend of November through the first weekend of January. And boy, this area gets a lot of money from hunters that come from all over Texas to go out and be a macho man and kill a little 90-pound white-tailed deer with a weapon that would bring an elephant to its knees. But different strokes for different folks. Did I ever go deer hunting? Yep. Did I ever kill a deer? Yep. Way back when I was a kid. But we killed them for meat. I mean, we killed the doe. We didn't care about killing the buck, mounting the horns. The meat from the doe is much better. And it's not near as, it doesn't have near the wild taste or the musk taste, whatever you want to call it, that the male does. So, anyway, I say that a lot. Well, the reason I say so anyway is because I'm trying to figure out something to say next. These are not scripted, all right? I'm not reading a script. When I turn the video on, the script starts. It just comes right off the top of my head. Ooh, and it's getting a little empty. They got a Fort Cochran, or it's Fort Cochran Museum. Fort Cochran Museum. This was the Fort Road from Austin going west back in the 1800s, the late 1800s. Well, actually, right after the Civil War, they started building the forts out towards the west so the people could live out there without fear of the Indians. And the Indians we had in this area and out in West Texas were the Comanche and the Apache. And the Apache, supposedly, were brutal. Well, I'm not too sure we weren't brutal also. Just like Trump said about the USA compared to Russia. We've had our dirty deeds too, okay? But, nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to assume that we're perfect, and that's the way that is. Just like you go to a certain church because you're the only group that's going to go to heaven and everybody else is going to be straight to hell, which is crap. But be that as it may, I'm getting close to the little place that sells the little RVs, and I'm going to go do some videos. Oh, I had a lady ask me the other day at the grocery store. She said, "What time is it?" I said, "Ma'am, I don't have a watch, but let me check my cell phone." She said, "You don't wear any jewelry, do you?" No, I don't. You know why I don't? Because I found out years ago from traveling that if you're wearing jewelry, you're a target. Because some little bum just might like that ring you got on your finger or that Rolex watch a whole lot better than you do. And he's willing to die for it. Well, let's see. I'm going to go in here and see if they've got any open. Maybe they do, and maybe they don't. We will see what we will see. Anyway, guys, I'm here in Burnett, Texas, and I'm fixing to stop this video. And this is Rusty 78609. And if you go camping in a RV, or if you go RVing or camping in a car, check out my playlist on my channel homepage. There's a lot of info there. All right. So anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye bye. Buy USA made when you can. Drink plenty of water, take deep breaths, stretch, 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 walk, 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 and maybe you'll get to go to the RV show with me next week. Adios, guys. Bye-bye.